Hello, welcome to Data Racing 2. Video I will be only talking over the non-racing portions of. This video is being done as a request by SL Bota. It appears there are no decent videos on YouTube about the Caterham here. So I'd like to feature a video about the Caterham. I have chosen my Caterham to be in a white color. There is a little bit of choice with this car. It is also one of the 10% of the most challenging cars to drive in the game. So I would not recommend it or any of the other cars I will mention here as those that you should go out of the way. Excuse me. Out of your way to purchase immediately. If you get an option to purchase them, you could also consider that. The other cars are three listed here: the Audi, the Mazda, and the Bentley. They all have different handling characteristics. They can be driven with steering assist. In the game, I do not recommend using braking assist at all. The Caterham can be driven with steering assist as well, as you will see in other videos on YouTube. I like to drive my cars without any of the assists, as I will be doing in the race I will be featuring. Other cars that are very difficult to drive, these are our S-Class cars, is another S-Class car, the Savage, only the winter version. The regular version of the Savage is drivable. The two Rolfs, there are three Rolfs in the game, two are rear-wheel drives. If you want to know which ones they are, check out my video for the Ford GT. In the notes there I have a list of the drive style of the car, the traction style of the car, the cars on the game except for the L class, which are all rear wheel drive. And amongst the L class there is one of them is a Rolf. There is also the Lamborghini, the L class. There is somewhat difficult to drive. And one of the lower class cars that is really noteworthy for being difficult to drive is the Corvette. So those cars are cars I would suggest not going out of your way to immediately get. As I was saying, the Caterham here is available in different colors. It does have a little bit of detailing on the white car, and you'll notice on the white highlights, your screen is probably glaring and you're losing detail. There is only one other color option, a dark racing green. It still has all the other features as on the white car, decaling and striping, but I've chosen the white car because I like to know exactly where my car is on the track, and when he goes into the shadow, I want to be able to see him. Now we're going to stay in the garage here for a moment. You'll notice right away I do not have any of these characteristics maxed out. I do not even have his speed maxed out to what you could get with the lesser currency of the game, the coin currency. It does not go up that much, and if you were to max it out, it would still be one of these. It's still one of the slowest cars in the S class, which may make it somewhat drivable and difficult course. I'm going to take it to. Besides the speed, the acceleration is pretty good for this car. The handling is very good, and the braking is very good. So I figured I did not need to upgrade all the other features of this car. But there are two other features you have no control of in this game, and you get no information on. One is the weight of this car. This is a very lightweight car. So braking is going to change its speed quite considerably, and so is acceleration. It's going to pound through the gears very quickly, which is an automatic. You do not have a chance to change that in the game. And it's aerodynamics. You have no information in the aerodynamics. It's a little wedge. Here we are. See, it's just a wedge. Pretty much a wedge. Barely even has a diffuser. It's so much of just a wedge. The air just flows around it and through it. And there's one other thing you might notice about this car. It has a raspy sound. It may be the only car in the game that has this raspy sound this car has. I cannot show you the raspy sound or make it display the raspy sound until we get to the race, which I'll be getting to momentarily. And with my video, I will be indicating what races this car is capable of doing when offline. It does not come up in the daily challenges, so there's no point in the rush to get this car for any reason. It is, as I said, this video is being posted as a request by SL Bota. There does not seem to be a very good video of this car on YouTube. Yeah, this is the track I'm going to. I'm taking one of the most difficult cars in the game to one of the most challenging, twisty courses. And for some reason, it's drivable there. I can drive this course reasonably well. Sunrise Ruins, King of the Hill, which means I have to get to the front of the pack quickly. Usually, the first 3 or 4 cars I have to get up to by the first corner. As with most GT racing tracks, you start well back on the course with your car. To have any chance of winning the race, I will have to get to first place, likely with more than 2 corners to go in the first lap. It's a 2-lap race. To have a very good chance of winning, I have to get to the front of the pack halfway through the first lap. So let's see how I do starting on the grid. As you can see here, that looks like a replay of a race. Did you see sort of like the stutter in the cars as they're coming around the corner? If you were to stand on the brakes, your car will do that. You'll come up to like a complete standstill. The idea is you just want to tap the brakes and sort of try to get a little bit of slide in the rear end to get you pointed around the corner. And you'll apex the corner late, hit your accelerator, and you'll go faster down the next straightaway than your competition. So you'll note on the right side of the screen there, either the steering wheel or the wheel indicating the brake assist and steering assist are white there, turned off. I'm going to touch the continue button there in a second, and I'm going to go quiet for the race, and I may talk to you some more at the end of the race. across the finish line first. I got enough points to finish first. Fairly decent race, except for the last corner coming onto the finish straight. I did get a little loose there. As you can see, there is a fairly decent payout for this S-Class car in this race. That is not super high, given it is the maximum race for this car for XP points, and there is a cash payout as well. And you notice in the background, it's a replay of the race that I just did. And there is a cash payout, which is not fantastic, but it is somewhat reasonable. I did get a 2% bonus for having an extra mechanic that I opted to get along the way. I find with 2 mechanics in this game, your upgrades go much quicker. Going beyond 2 mechanics is not overly helpful. It does get more expensive the more mechanics you do get. So that's my race featuring the Caterham SP 300R. My race time, I've done a little better than that for my best lap time. I've done a little slower than that within a second either way is probably about average for me. But your times could vary depending on your upgrade levels and whether you decide to use any assist, notably steering assists. So that's the Caterham. If you're interested in the Caterham, you can thank SL Bota for requesting a video on the Caterham. And I do hope you noticed what kind of sound there was during the race.